you guys know, I have a book called The Ten Commandments of Black Economic Power, in case you forgot. It's an Amazon bestseller. Thank you for supporting the book and thank you for checking it out. And it's a great gift, I think, for anybody that you want in your family to elevate their thinking. And so feel free to, you can get it on Amazon if you want, but you can also go to drboycebooks.com and I'll sign the books and send them to you. So a lot of you have ordered books and had me sign them. I don't mind signing. It's an honor to do that. All right, so let me share something else with you. This is a message I got from, okay, I see Joanne Dixon sent a message. And remember, I was asking you all to tell your story. I'd like to hear about your transformation. Let me just say this. I appreciate when you thank me, when you say thank you, Dr. Boyce, and also I love it when you say or when you sort of say I'm learning a lot and stuff like that, and that's good. But what I'm really most interested in, to be honest with you, is I want to hear about your implementation, right? I don't want us to just talk about it. I want us to be about it and live it and do it, right? So, for example, if you formed a study group with your church, I want to hear about that. If you are educating your kids, I want to hear about that. If you are talking to your relatives about it, I want to hear about that. If you bought your first house, I want to hear about that. If you started a business, I want to hear about that. If your stock portfolio, I like numbers too. I love numbers. Right? If you're okay with sharing that, like if you're like, hey, my net worth is now $300,000, or I just bought my first $600,000 property, I want to hear about that too. I like those concrete, tangible results because that's what I like. That's when I go out and brag about what we're doing. I brag about the results. I don't want, I think the black community is full of feel good moments. And there's lots of opportunities for spiritual and emotional upliftment, which is very important. But that upliftment, what's the word? That inspiration and motivation must be followed by discipline and action and outcomes, right? Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. And I'll share the link if you want to share your B1 story. But give me something I can sink my teeth into to show me that your life is better because you're doing this, not just like, oh well, I just feel good when I listen to what that's important. I'm gonna give you that, but I really want you taking action. Okay, I want you doing something in your life. I want you in the mix, making money, investing, moving forward, doing right by your family, because this makes a difference, right? Wealth and financial security are absolutely, in my view, without a doubt, arguably the most important parts of stability of the black family, right? It's the most important part of stability of the black community. If you look at instability, if you look at an unstable space of black people, you will typically find that money had some role in the instability. If it's a lack of money and you see people getting shot on the street corners and people getting, abandoned and raped and pimped and everything else, well, it's because there's like kind of this war zone where it's a scarcity of resources that's driving this war zone behavior. You see what I mean? I slapped my cousin and shot my mama because they took my $50 and it'll be stuff like that, right? And then it sometimes when I look at hip hop, like when I was watching the Diddy documentary, I saw the chaos there, right? Rich people can be ghetto too. I saw another effect of money. I saw a man who was drunk with money and power, and for whatever reason, somebody was feeding the beast. The more outrageous he behaved, the more they gave him money to be even more outrageous, right? And that's why you have a lot of rappers compare themselves to God, right? Diddy has a scene in his documentary where he says, I am the son of God. And then Kanye, called himself Jesus, like Jesus, right?